Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to start chapter 7, Weather, Climate and Adaptations of Animals to Climate. Do you remember the things that you were asked to pack when you were heading for a hill station? When the sky is cloudy, your parents insist that you carry an umbrella. Have you heard elders in your family discuss the weather before planning a family function? You must have also heard the experts discussing the weather before the start of a game. So, most of the people always discuss about the weather. Have you ever wondered why? The weather may have a profound effect on the game. It has a profound effect on our lives. Many of our daily activities are planned based on the weather predicted for that day. There are daily reports of the weather on the television and radio and in the newspapers. But do you know what this weather really is? In this chapter, we will study about the weather and climate. We will also see how different forms of life are adapted to the climate of their habitat. 7.1 Weather. In figure 7.1, a sample of weather report from a newspaper is given. We find that the daily weather report carries information about the temperature, humidity and rainfall during the past 24 hours. So in the newspaper, there is information about the temperature, humidity and rainfall uh, for us to see what will happen in the 24 hours about the weather. It also predicts the weather for the day. Humidity, as you might know, is a measure of the moisture in air. So humidity is the moisture in air. So here is a sample of a newspaper where weather is given. The weather, maximum and minimum temperature, sunset time, sunrise time, moonset time, moonrise time, and humidity is also given here. So I wonder who prepares this report. The weather reports are prepared by the meteorological department of the government. This department collects data on the temperature, wind, etc. and makes the weather prediction. So they make the weather prediction by temperature, wind and other factors, and the data is collected and they predict the weather. Activity 7.1, cut out the weather reports of the last week from any newspaper. If you do not get a newspaper at home, borrow from your neighbors or friends and copy these reports in your notebook. You can also collect weather reports from a library, paste all the cutouts on a white sheet or on a chart paper. Now record the information from the weather reports collected by you in table 7.1. The first row is just a sample. Fill all the columns according to the data in the chart that you have prepared. So this is the table and the date is given, maximum temperature, minimum humidity, maximum humidity and rainfall if there is any. So you can write your own by seeing the past week's newspaper reports. So here is a rainfall may not be recorded for all the days since it may not rain every day. Leave the space for rainfall blank if the data is not available. So if data is not available, you should leave the space empty. Rainfall is measured by an instrument called the rain gauge. It is basically a measuring cylinder with a funnel on top to collect the rainwater. So the rain gauge is a cylinder type cylinder in which the funnel is there on the top which collects the rainfall, and by that you can measure how much rainfall was there. Do all the 7 days have the same maximum minimum temperature, humidity and rainfall? The maximum and minimum temperatures recorded may be the same for some of the days. However, all the parameters are not the same on any 2 days. So all the parameters are not the same. Daily the temperature is different, maximum will be different or humidity will be different. So there will be some variations. Over a week there may be considerable variation. The day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, etc. is called weather at the place. So the condition of day by day at a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, etc. is called the weather at that place. So you understand now what weather is. The temperature, humidity and other factors are called the elements of the weather. So these humidity, temperature, air, wind speed, etc. are the elements of the weather. The weather of a place changes day after day and weeks after weeks. That is why we often say today's weather is too humid or the weather was warm last week. The weather is such a complex phenomenon that it can vary over very short periods of time. It can happen sometimes that it is sunny in the morning, but suddenly clouds appear from nowhere and it starts raining heavily. So you can't predict the weather perfectly because in the morning there will be a clear sky, but in the evening there will be heavy rainfall. So you must have had bright sunshine. You must have had several such experiences. Try to recall any such experience and share it with your friends. Since weather is such a complex phenomenon, it is not easy to predict. Look at the graph given below, which shows the maximum temperature recorded during 3rd of August 2006 to 9th of August 2006 at Shillong, Meghalaya. In figure 7.2 we can see there is the graph. The graph is showing the variation of maximum temperature change during 3 to 9. So this is the maximum temperature. It was 26 degree on 3rd, and on 4th it was around 23.5, and on 25th it was on 5th of August it was around 25, and on 6th it was very low around 22, and on 7th it was 20 almost 26, and on 8th it was 23 and a half, and on 9th it was 24, slightly above 24 degree. So you can see here there the dates are given and the maximum temperatures are given. So here the graph is plotted with the maximum temperature. As it is clear from any weather report, the maximum and minimum temperature are recorded every day. Do you know how these temperatures are recorded? In the 4th chapter, you have learned that there are special thermometers for this purpose called maximum and minimum thermometers. So we have learned in the 4th chapter that there are different types of thermometers, maximum, minimum thermometer. You have seen that. Can you guess when during the day we have the maximum temperature and when the minimum? The maximum temperature of the day occurs generally in the afternoon, while the minimum temperature occurs generally in the early morning. So the temperature will be high during the afternoon time, and in the early morning it will be minimum temperature. Can you now understand why is in summer we feel so miserable in the afternoon and comparatively comfortable early in the morning? So during the summer season there is too much hot and warm climate when in the afternoon, and in the morning time it is very pleasant and very cool. I wonder why weather changes so frequent. What is the source of weather at the first place? All changes in the weather are caused by the sun. The sun is the major factor which changes the weather. The sun is a huge sphere of hot gases at a very high temperature. So sun is a huge sphere of hot gases at a very high temperature. The distance of the sun from us is very large. So sun is very far away from us. Even then the energy sent out by the sun is so huge that it is the source of all heat and light on earth. So all the heat and light on earth is because of the sun. So the sun is the primary source of energy that causes changes in the weather. So sun is the primary cause for the change in the weather. Energy absorbed and reflected by the earth's surface, oceans and the atmosphere play important roles in determining the weather. So these factors affect the weather. If you live near the sea, you would have realized that the weather at your place is different from the place in the desert or near a mountain. So near the sea there is a different climate and weather, and near the desert there is another type of weather, and near a mountain also there is different type of weather. What about the times of sunrise and sunset? You know that in winters it becomes dark early and you do not get much time to play. So during the winter season the sun sets very early. Are the days shorter in winter than in summer? Try to find it out yourself by completing the project given at the end of the chapter. 7.2 Climate. Meteorologists record the weather every day. The records of the weather have been preserved for the past several decades. So the records of the weather are preserved for the decades. These help us to determine the weather patterns at a place. The average weather pattern taken over a long time, say 25 years, is called the climate of the place. So the average weather pattern, the type of weather for about 25 years, the average of that is the climate of the place. If we find that the temperature at a place is high most of the time, then we say that the climate of that place is hot. If there is also heavy rain on the most of the days in the same place, then we can say that the climate of that place is hot and wet. So it is clear. In the table 7.2 and 7.3, we have given the climatic condition at two places in India. The mean temperature for a given month is found in two steps. First, we find the average of the temperatures recording during the month. Second, we calculate the average of the such temperature over many years. So they take average of temperature during the month and average of temperature during many years. That gives the mean temperature. The two places are Srinagar in Jammu, Kashmir, and Tiruvananthapuram in Kerala. So these are the means for the year. It's for a year, and this is also for a year. Daily minimum, daily maximum temperature, mean total rainfall, and here also daily minimum, daily maximum, and mean. So you can see here in January it's -2 to 4 maximum, and here in January it's 22.2 and the maximum is 31.5. So here is a huge difference in the climatic conditions in both the places. And in December it's -1.6 and 8.2 maximum, minimum is -1.6, and here in Tiruvananthapuram it's 22.6 and to 31.0. So the average here is almost the same, but here the temperature is varying very differently in different period of time. Note the number of the mean total rainfall have been rounded off. So they have rounded off the mean here. By looking at table 7.2 and 7.3, we can easily see the difference in the climate of Jammu and Kashmir and Kerala. We can see that Kerala is very hot and wet in comparison to Jammu and Kashmir, which has a moderately hot and wet climate for a part of the year. So it is clear. Similarly, data for the western region of India, for example Rajasthan, will show that the temperature is high during most part of the year, but during winter, which lasts only a few months, the temperature is quite low. So in Rajasthan, the temperature is very high almost the year, and few months are winter and the temperature is very low during that time. This region receives very little rainfall. So we all know that Rajasthan receives very less rainfall. This is a typical desert climate. So it is called a desert climate. It is a hot and dry. The northeast India receives rain for major part of the year. Therefore, we can say that the climate of the northeast is wet. So in northeast part of the India, there is mostly rainy, almost raining. So the climate there is a type of wet climate. 7.3 Climate and adaptation. Climate has a profound effect on all organisms. Climate has a profound effect on all living organisms. Animals are adapted to survive in condition in which they live. So animals are adapted to survive in the conditions they live in. Animals living in very cold and hot climate must possess special features to protect themselves against the extreme cold and heat. So they have special features to survive in the extreme heat and extreme cold circumstances. Recall from chapter 9 of your class 6 science book the definition of adaptation: features and habits that help animals to adapt to their surroundings are a result of the process of evolution. So by the process of evolution, they make themselves adaptable to the specific surrounding. In chapter 9, you will learn about the effect of weather and climate on soil. So we'll learn that in chapter 9. Here we will study the effect of climate on animals only. In class 6, you have read about adaptations of animal to certain habitats. As an example of adaptation of animal to climatic condition, we discuss only animals living in polar region and tropical rainforest. So here we are only taking the examples of polar regions animal and tropical rainforest animal. As the name suggests, the polar region are situated near the poles. So polar regions are situated near the poles, that is North Pole and South Pole. Some well-known countries that belong to the polar regions are Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Alaska in USA, and Siberian region of Russia. So these are typically polar regions. Examples of some countries where the tropical rainforests are found are India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Republic of Congo, Kenya, Uganda, and Nigeria. So these are typical rainforests. Activity 7.2, take an outline map of the world. Mark the polar region in blue. Similarly, mark the tropical regions in red. So the first is the polar regions. The polar regions present an extreme climate. These regions are covered by snow and it is very cold for the most part of the year. So this type of area is covered by snow and these are very cold in nature. For 6 months the sun does not set at the pole. So for the 6 months the sun does not set at the pole, while for the other 6 months the sun does not rise. So this is a typical climate there, that sun doesn't rise for 6 months and for the 6th month the sun doesn't sets. So in winters the temperature can be as low as minus 37 degrees. So you can imagine how cold it is. It is minus 37 degrees Celsius. Animals living there have adapted to these severe conditions. Let us see how they are adapted by considering the examples of polar bears and penguins. So we will take the examples of polar bear and penguin. Polar bears have white fur so that they are not easily visible in the snowy white background. So they are unable to see because they camouflage themselves by the white color, because their hair color is also white and the snow is also white. It protects them from their predators. So they are safe from their predators because of that. It also helps them in catching their prey. To protect them from extreme cold, they have two thick layers of fur. So they have two thick layers of fur, and they also have a layer of fat under the skin. In fact, they are so well insulated that they have to move slowly and rest often to avoid getting overheated. So they are so too much insulated because there are two layer of furs and below that there is a layer of fat also. So they have to move very slowly because they get too much insulated and get overheated. Physical activities on warm days necessitate cooling. So the polar bear goes for swimming. It is a good swimmer. Its paws are wide and large, which help it not only to swim well but also walk on with ease in the snow. So these the paws are very wide and large, so they help them to swim and walk on the snow. It can close its nostrils and can remain underwater for long duration. So they can close their nostrils and stay underwater for long duration. It has a strong sense of smell so that it can catch its prey for food. They have very strong smelling capacity. We can understand the adaptations of polar bear with the help of figure 7.3. It's a flow chart. So you can see here is the polar bear. So the white fur is not easily visible in the snowy region, white background. So predator and prey are unable to see it. So it's a benefit for it. It has very strong sense of smell. It helps the bear to locate and catch its prey. And here it has long curved and sharp claws. This helps it to walk on ice. So you can see here they have very large paws, so they can walk on the snow. It has two thick layers of fur. So you can see here it has two thick layers. These keep it warm in the cold weather. Here it has a layer of fat under the skin. The fat insulates its body from cold and keeps it warm. So you can see it from the flowchart. It becomes very easier to learn about the polar bear. Another well-known animal living in the polar region is the penguin. You can see it in the figure 7.4. It is also white and merges well with the white background. It also has a thick skin and a lot of fat to protect it from cold. So they also have very thick layer of fat, so protect it from the cold. You may have seen pictures of penguin huddled together. This they do to keep warm. So they huddle together to keep themselves warm. Recall how warm you feel when you are in a hall full of people. So when we are in a hall full of people, we will feel very warm. So you can see the feet of the penguin here. Like polar bears, penguins are also good swimmers. Their bodies are streamlined and their feet have webs, making them good swimmers. So you can see here they have very good legs and they can swim very nicely. Other animals living in the polar regions are many types of fishes, musk, oxen, reindeers, foxes, seals, whales, and birds. It is to be noted that while fish can remain under cold water for long, birds must remain warm to survive. They migrate to warmer regions when winter sets in. So when winter is there, they go to warmer places. They come back after the winter is over. You know probably that India is one of the destinations of many of these birds. You must have seen or heard about the Serbian crane that come from Serbia to places like Bharatpur in Rajasthan and Sultanpur in Haryana and some wetland in northeast and some other parts of India. So you can see in the 7.6 figure, here are the Serbian crane. They migrate to Rajasthan and Haryana. Do you know some migratory birds travel as much as 15,000 kilometers to escape the extreme climatic conditions at home? Generally, they fly high where the wind flow is helpful and the cold conditions allow them to disperse the heat generated by their flight muscles. But how these birds travel to the same place every year after year is still a mystery. It seems that these birds have a built-in sense of direction and know in which direction to travel. Some birds probably use landmarks to guide them. Many birds may be guided by sun during the day and stars at night. There is some evidence that birds may use the magnetic field of Earth to find the direction. And it is not only birds that migrate. Mammals, many types of fishes and insects are also known to migrate seasonally in search of more hospitable climate. So birds, animals, mammals, they migrate to save themselves from extreme climates. The tropical rainforest. The tropical region has generally a hot climate because of its location around the equator. So the location is around the equator, so there is a hot climate. Even in the coldest month, the temperature is generally higher than about 15 degrees Celsius. So it is above 15 degrees Celsius. During hot summers, the temperature may cross 40 degrees Celsius. Day and night are almost equal in length throughout the year because it is near the equator. This region get plenty of rainfall, and important feature of this region is the tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforests are found in Western Ghats and Assam in India. So the tropical rainforests are in Assam and Western Ghats, Southeast Asia, Central America and Central Africa. Because of continuous warmth and rain, this region supports a wide variety of plants and animals. Because of continuous warmth and rain, it produces a good amount of animals and plants in this area. The major type of animal living in the rainforest are monkey, apes, gorilla, tiger, elephants, leopards, lizards, snake, birds and insects. So the climate is very favorable for these animals, so they live there. Let us read about the adaptation of these animals to a hot, humid climate. The climatic condition in rainforests are highly suitable for supporting an enormous number and a variety of animals. Since the number are large, there is intense competition for food and shelter. So the number of animals are too much, so the competition for food and shelter are also there. Many animals are adapted to living on the tree. Red-eyed frog in figure 7.7 above has developed sticky pads on its feet to help it climb on tree on which it lives. To help them live on the tree, monkey figure 7.8 above have long tails for grasping branches. So monkey grasps the branches by their long tails. Their hands and feet are such that they can easily hold on the branches. As there is competition for food, some animals are adapted to get food not easily reachable. A striking example is that of the bird toucan, figure 7.9, which possesses a large beak. This helped a toucan to reach the fruits on branches which are otherwise too weak to support its weight. So they can eat their food. Many tropical animals have sensitive hearing, sharp eyesight, thick skin, and a skin color which helps them to camouflage by blending them with the surrounding. So tropical animals have nice hearing capacity, sharp eyesight, thick skin, and a skin color that helps them camouflage in the surrounding. This is to protect them from predators. For example, big cats, lion and tiger have thick skin and sensitive hearing. So you can see there is a long tailed macaw sitting on the tree and toucan bird. The long-tailed macaw, also called beard ape, lives in the rainforest of Western Ghats. Figure 7.10. Its most outstanding feature is the silver-white mane, which surrounds the head from the cheek down to its chin. It is a good climber and spends a major part of its life on the tree. It feeds mainly on fruit. It also eats seeds, young leaves, stems, flowers, and buds. This beard ape also searches for insect under the bark of the tree. So they live most of the time on the tree. They eat flowers, seeds, buds, young leaves, stems, and they also eat insects under the bark of the tree. Since it is able to get sufficient food on the tree, it rarely comes down on the ground. Another well-known example of Indian tropical rainforest is the elephant. So you can see an Indian elephant in the figure 7.11. It has adapted to the conditions of rainforest in many remarkable ways. Look at its trunk. It uses it as a nose because of which it has a strong sense of smell. The trunk is also used by it for picking up food. Moreover, its tusks are modified teeth. These can tear the barks of the tree that an elephant loves to eat. So the elephant is able to handle the competition for food rather well. So animals get their food rather easily in the rainforest. Large ears of the elephant help it to hear even very soft sound. So they have very good hearing capacity also. They also help the elephant to keep cool in the hot and humid climate of the rainforest. So here the chapter is finished. So we will see in a nutshell what we have learned so far. The day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, etc. is called the weather at that place. The weather is generally not the same on any 2 days and weeks after weeks. So it is different mostly on most of the days. The maximum temperature of the day occurs generally in the afternoon, while the minimum temperature occurs in the early morning. The time of the sunrise and sunset also changes during the year. So you know that in the winter the sunsets very early. All the changes in the weather are driven by the sun. So sun is the major factor for the change in the weather. The average weather pattern taken over a year, say 25 years, is called the climate of that place. The tropical and the polar regions are the two regions of the earth which have severe climatic conditions. Animals are adapted to the condition in which they live. So the polar region are very cold throughout the year. The sun does not set for 6 months in a year, and in the other 6 months it does not rise. Animals in the polar regions are adapted to the extreme cold climate by having some special characteristics such as white fur, strong sense of smell, a layer of fat under the skin, wide and large paws for swimming and walking, etc. Migration is another means to escape the harsh cold conditions. So they migrate to escape the harsh and cold conditions. Because of the hospitable climatic conditions, huge population of plants and animals are found in the tropical rainforest. Animals in the tropical rainforest are adapted such that they eat different kinds of food to overcome the competition for food and shelter. Some adaptations of animals living in the tropical rainforest include living on the tree, development of strong tails, long and large beaks, bright colors, sharp patterns, loud voice, diet of fruits, sensitive hearing, sharp eyesight, thick skin, ability to camouflage in order to protect themselves from the predators, etc. So these are the characteristics of the animals living in the tropical rainforest. So the chapter is finished. We will start the next chapter in next class. Thank you.